I will prove to you that America could very quickly create 11 million jobs and thus reach an unemployment rate of 0%. Why is America not recovering as fast as possible? Because the radical super rich economic dictatorship shadow government in America wants to delay economic recovery as long as possible. I will prove to you that the economic meltdown was by design, and the delay in the economic recovery is also by design. When Rush Limbaugh, the mouthpiece of the radical super rich, says that he wants the Barack Obama economic recovery to fail, that proves they do not want economic recovery. America will achieve a very fast economic recovery and a 0% unemployment rate if and only if the American people demand it. We, the people, must ask the following questions. What is the shadow government? How did the meltdown occur? Why did the meltdown occur? What must be done to very quickly reach 0% unemployment rate? How can Americans defeat the shadow government? What is the shadow government? America is a tale of two governments. One is a political government and the other is an economic government. One is a democracy of elected power and the other is a dictatorship of inherited power. Just as political monarchs once inherited dictatorial political power, the radical super rich now inherit dictatorial economic power. The economic government casts a dark shadow on the political government, forming the shadow government. Ask yourself the following questions. Is America ruled by the people of the United States of America, or is America rather ruled by the radical super rich shadow government? When Republican puppets of the radical super rich do what lobbyists pay them to do, they are not representing the people. Our major economic decisions in America, like offshoring American jobs, communist import limits, import tax rates, maximum mortgage rates, maximum credit card rates, super rich taxes, decided democratically by a vote of the people? Or are those decisions rather decided by the economic dictators of America? How did the economic meltdown occur? The offshoring of American jobs to communist China lost over 3 million American jobs. Due to massive job losses, the labor supply-demand curve resulted in wage losses. Loan shark lending practices like balloon mortgage rates and bankrupting credit card rates led Americans to have an ever-increasing debt. Job loss, wage loss, and loan shark rates meant that millions of Americans could no longer afford their mortgage payments. This resulted in loss of consumer spending, triggering the economic meltdown and the loss of 4 million more jobs. Thus, the offshoring of American jobs to communist China, together with loan shark mortgage rates and loan shark credit card rates, is directly responsible for the economic meltdown and the loss of over 7 million American jobs. Why did the meltdown occur? To answer the question, why did the meltdown occur, you only have to ask yourself one question. Who was in charge of deciding to offshore American jobs and set loan shark interest rates on homes and credit cards? It is the international corporations owned by the radical super rich who offshored American jobs. It is the banks owned by the radical super rich who established loan shark interest rates on homes and credit cards. And it was Republican puppets of the Republican super rich who allowed the radical super rich to create an economic meltdown. Did the radical super rich in fact create an economic meltdown with the goal of draining economic and political power from the working class? Do they believe that making the working class powerless would make it easy for them to create an economic dictatorship in America? Do Republicans and the radical super rich also want a global economic dictatorship where no one can buy or sell without the mark of the beast? If you think that the radical super rich are not driven by lust for money and power, then you are naive. Are the radical super rich a part of a global conspiracy of the AntiChrist? What must be done to have a fast recovery? To quickly get back the 11 million lost jobs, America must ban or limit communist imports to get back 3 million jobs. Cut loan interest rates and credit card rates to get back 4 million jobs. Finance consumer spending to get back 2 million jobs. Finance green technology now to add 2 million more jobs. Raise taxes on the super rich to have 400 billion more a year to create jobs for every American. The economic meltdown was caused by the offshoring of American jobs and by loan shark interest rates on home and credit cards. To have an economic recovery, we must reverse what caused the meltdown. We must end the economic treason of offshoring American jobs by banning or severely limiting communist import. We must cut economic taxes on the poor by setting a maximum loan interest rate. It might be set to 5% above prime on home loans and 10% above prime on credit cards. How can Americans defeat the shadow government and the Antichrist? The shadow government and the secret conspiracy of the Antichrist can be defeated by exposure to the light. We must educate Americans to the fact that the people have the right to rule the economic system of America. Realize that interest rates on mortgages and credit cards is an economic tax on the poor and middle class. Banks and corporations are the economic government of America and are ruled by the radical super rich. If the people do not elect those who set loan interest rates, then that is economic taxation without representation. According to Thomas Jefferson, when the economic government of a nation fails to serve the people, then the people have the right to abolish it and replace it. America's economic dictatorship of the radical super rich is a failed economic system that must be replaced with an economic democracy of the people. America must add an economic democracy amendment to the United States Constitution. The people must elect a national economic board that rules the economy and does macroeconomic planning to give every American a good-paying job. A democratic vote of the people must decide major economic decisions like offshoring American jobs, communist import limits, import tax rates, maximum mortgage rates, maximum credit card rates, super rich tax rates. Then and only then can the radical super rich be prevented from ever again making economic decisions that destroys the working class of America. We want economic democracy now. Jesus Christ said that the meek will inherit ownership of the earth. Thus, Jesus Christ said that when he rules on earth, he will establish economic democracy. Both Thomas Jefferson and Jesus Christ advocate economic democracy. You can help save America. Go to the web pages www.house.gov and www.senate.gov. Ask the elected servants of the people to watch this video and implement the proposed changes to give every American a good-paying job. If politicians serve the people with these changes, then every American will have a good-paying job, perhaps within a year. And if politicians serve the radical super rich and delay economic recovery, then suffering will continue. Read my online booklets, How to End All Human Suffering, and The Ideology of Jesus Christ at my website, votersforjesus.com. Tell others about this video and about votersforjesus.com.